And
Hey.
welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Toasty Tentacle. I am your host, the Reverend Ellsworth. Today we are joined by the artist, the caricature artist, and the general around manager of chaos. Please help me welcome Gigi.
Thank you, everybody. Ah, ah,
In this virtual age, we have to pretend there's an audience.
ah. Oh, yeah. I
Ah.
know. What's
Yeah.
your name?
Yeah. Oh, hi, I'm Symphony. Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you. I'm an artist myself. Yeah, yeah.
Oh, I didn't know we were going to have a third guest.
Oh, well, no one ever expects a surprise menage a trois. Wait. This is not that show. Not that show.
Oh, I don't speak French, so
I don't speak French either. So, right off the bat, I got to start and know, Gigi, what is your hand washing song to make sure you're getting the soap on there for 20 seconds? Do you have a hand washing song?
um, yes.
would
Would you
you
like to know it?
would you like to
Oh,
share
it
it with
might.
us?
Okay.
I mean,
Let the sun shine in, shining with a grin. Da 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 da. So let the sun shine in. Let the sun shine in. I just keep singing that. I don't know if you know
that's
what that's from, but
no, I don't know where that's from. Where is that from?
there was a Flintstones episode
Hmm.
where Fred had a dream that Bam Bam and Pebbles were grown and they were in a band and they were singing that song.
Oh,
So,
that's adorable. That's
so
didn't they
I just
didn't they do
imagine
a
them.
grown up
Let
version?
the sun shine in, share it with a grin. La 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 la. So let the sun. Okay, you got it. Let sunshine in.
I think we do. I'm sorry if I was distracted because right in the middle of your story, the ground started to move and then it walked away, and I was just like, "Wow, there was a dog in the photo the whole time."
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, I have two
No, that's
dogs.
fine. No, that's fine. It was
They're
just
going
so
to be
funny
roaming
because
around.
I had accepted it visually as that was your shape.
This
Oh,
is
that's
a little pot of water in case I end up painting and need water, and they keep trying to drink out of it. So.
which could prove dangerous later on. Hmm. Hmm. So I have to say that one of the most fascinating peeks into your life was when you took some sneaky photos at the caricature convention you were attending. I think you were actually taking a photo of what you were drawing there. Some convention or some kind of get together you had posted on your timeline many moons ago, and you were drawing in a sketchbook, and I it was just amazing because you were like taking a picture of yourself drawing, or
Mhm.
it was so funny because you're obviously in a conference room and everybody's being very serious and business minded, but of course it's like a business convention for artists, so it was just just a magical smashing of worlds of this corporate, got to make money, and also I'm an artist, it was kind of nice.
Yeah, it was pretty crazy. There was also I did like a series of hands where I just took
Hmm.
pictures of artist hands at the convention without their face, and I just posted them all to an album with just their hands, them doing different things, drawing things, and I think it came across a little weird, but I thought it was pretty cool. So,
But see, I think that's an interesting perspective. There's an artist I follow online, Panko or something, and he'll have artists on his show, and the very last thing he'll ask them to do is to put their sketchbook on a piece of paper, to trace the sketchbook outline, and then sign it, and then he keeps
oh,
those. And again, it's like you have an artist; they could draw anything in the world, and you're asking them just to leave an imprint of their like workspace. I think that's powerful, and I think that's important when you
oh, oh,
take hands of. Oh, I'm sorry, am I cutting out?
oh, it cut out for a little bit, but I hear you now. Okay.
Oh, welcome back.
Oh, thanks.
No, I think it's fascinating that your work of the hands of an artist is so powerful because it's not something you normally would consider
Mhm.
for an artist. Um, so I think that's fascinating. I think you should. Yeah, well done. Sorry, that was weird.
Thank
No,
you.
no.
Yeah, it was okay. So yeah, you went away for a little bit. Now you're back.
I know. I'm not quite sure what's going on. I think it's a connection issue, but hey, that's okay because we're bouncing back, And hopefully you're bouncing back too. No, let's see
It's
here. That was a lot of fun.
sorry. There's no, I'm outside, so there's some bugs. I was
Oh,
gonna do.
nice.
Let me just spray a little bit.
Oh, that's good. So let's not ignore the elephant in the room any longer. That is a fantastic tiki garden. What do you call that?
Mm,
Temple, fireplace? What do you?
well, I had this bowl that goes on its lap right
Mm-hmm.
here, and it's a fire pit, and you can tell where the black has aged it over the years.
Mm-hmm.
But when I realized that I was going to be on your show, I went and fixed it up yesterday and covered the cracks because it was getting 15 years later,
Oh
needed a little
wow.
facelift. So,
Yeah, but still
but
to have it that intact and not falling apart, especially 15 years in the Florida sun. That's no
yes,
joke.
I named it Tutu Pele, after Pele the fire
Mm-hmm.
goddess. So
Tutu Pele.
that's what it's supposed to be. But even though it's a little masculine looking, I like the whole
Oh, is that a
primitive
tiara?
technology.
Wait a minute, am I
Kind of, yeah,
okay? All
on her.
right. I guess
hmm
I never got that before, but Tutu Pele. All right, very cute.
Fire goddess, and
Yeah.
really just don't want her burned down my house or anything. So,
It's not good to have I recently created a fire pit of sorts. My father
hmm
had a an old trailer that was the back end of a Studebaker truck. And so somebody had converted it and turned it into a trailer, and it hasn't been roadworthy in years. And I really needed a new fire pit, and all the fire pits out there are so tiny. So I thought, well, I've
oh
got this
yeah,
trailer, so I pulled the trailer
oh
around.
shoot,
Oh yeah, and
that's bit
I
huge.
put metal grating on the trailer, and I call it the Steady Baker because it burns all day. Oh yeah,
hmm
so I call it the
You
Steady
have you
Baker.
read? Oh, have you read anything about any of the like Hawaiian gods or anything?
No, not recently, not recently.
Well, Pele's interesting because the worshippers of Pele, like you've seen like stories about the volcano would
Hmm.
go around, lava would just go around their house and not burn their house, but burn everything else around. So, I mean, different myths and stuff, but I just think it's really interesting. So,
Yeah, yeah. I had a wonderful opportunity to visit Hawaii many years ago, and it's gorgeous. We did a tour of a lot of the lava flows. So like their
mm,
big thing, and I actually follow a Hawaiian on one of my social media accounts, and he said, "Look, volcanoes and volcanoes are not the same the world round." He said the ones we have in Hawaii are slow flow, so it's
hmm
erupting and lava's coming out, and we can like, okay, why don't you drive a little faster? It's
oh, wow.
it's not
hmm
it's a lot different than the explosive volcanoes, because that's really where of course the lava flow, but it's the explosion that can reshape a
Oh, cool.
society. So
Yeah.
um yeah, so but
So,
yeah,
yeah, that's what I wanted to kind of create it in my backyard. So that was my idea when I built this. And I painted a big tiki on the back of the house. And
oh
I got all
cool.
these little tikis around. So,
Very cool. Now, see, that's an interesting choice because I know you're in Florida, which is a very tropical environment, but you're choosing to decorate your Florida backyard like Hawaiian backyard. Not saying,
oh, yeah.
do
Well,
do
I had such a sense of peace there.
yeah.
And just everybody was so friendly. I think they thought I was local. I even went to a gas station and they yelled at my ex-husband because they thought he was taking advantage of a local girl.
Oh,
They were like, because I went in to pay for the gas, and the guy went out and started yelling at my husband who was pumping the gas because you couldn't pay at the pump.
oh,
It
that's
was
so
great.
funny. That is
Yeah,
funny. That taking advantage of the local girl. Well, I
yeah.
tell you, you put a couple flowers in your hair. I mean, it's
I'm gonna
not
take one of these.
not saying you have. See.
I was gonna put flowers in my hair, but with this headphone on, I didn't think I could.
Hey, that's all right. That's pretty. It's pretty sweet sound on that headset right there. It's a gaming headset.
Thanks.
Are you a gamer, Gigi?
Yes.
Yes. What's your poison?
Yeah. Well, for the past year and a half, we've been playing Ark, which you can play on PlayStation or Xbox or on a PC. It's kind of like Civilization combined with, I don't know, Jurassic Park, where you
Hmm.
start off as a caveman and you build a thatch hut and you got to survive by eating berries, but then eventually you make tools, you can kill dinosaurs and cook your meat, and then you advance into the future with like steel and
Oh, cool.
technology. So,
That's cool. Yeah, I have to say I haven't played Ark, but I've played a lot of games, and I think the attraction is when you have progress in the game, where things
Hmm.
are steadily unlocked to you over time, and yeah. Otherwise,
It yeah, I think it's a great escape from real life, but you got to kind of limit yourself because when this whole pandemic thing started, I was like kind of just staying at home doing the same thing, so it didn't really bother me. And all these people were depressed, but I'm like, I need to try to do more stuff than just play games. But I lost my full-time job,
oh, I'm
but then I
sorry.
was finding other stuff to do. Well, I appreciate it, but I do have a couple of leads, so.
Well, that's good. That's exciting. Woohoo.
Mhm.
Well, that's good. Very good. So, but yeah, you're right. You do have to limit your time that you play on games. Does Arc have that built-in feature where after like an hour or two, it pops up and goes, "Hey, you haven't taken a break in 2 hours. Would you like to stand up and circulate?" Or doesn't have those features?
No, no, but
It's
I'm kind of a thirsty, munchy person, so I'll get up and go to the kitchen and grab a little snack or grab something to drink, so that's my
right.
breaks. I
Okay.
I, I kind of train myself, even at my other desk job, to get up every hour and just walk away from the screen. So,
Right. Yeah, it's good. It's good. It's good to have that mental break and that mental flush. So very good.
so it's okay if I draw you?
Oh, absolutely. Please do. My goodness. Do I have to stay still or do I have to?
No, you can move all you want.
Oh, thank goodness.
It
Whew.
only it's a little dark, so I can't see your hair. You got some kind of mohawk going on?
Well, I do. I actually shaved the sides and the back, and I've got this long ponytail going.
Oh,
So,
whoa.
right? Pretty sexy, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, don't look at the very back of my hair. I tried with two mirrors and couldn't quite get my quarantine haircut down, but I thought, okay, I'll get it going. I mean, if so I did promise you music if you came on the show today, and this is see I'll tell you a story because I it's funny because we're gonna have in our life we're gonna have BQ stories and AQ stories, before quarantine and after quarantine,
Oh, that's true.
because before
Yeah, I didn't even know.
quarantine,
I was wondering what you meant by BQ and
yeah, like what is
what.
that even? Yeah, but I mean, yeah,
Yeah, exactly.
I mean that's all that's a chapter. It's a common shared chapter in all of our lives, and that's I think is a fascinating thing. Um, so so before quarantine, I was a trivia host. Yes. Mm,
Well, my grandmother, she was born in 1909. She's been passed away for a while, but she lived
mhm.
through the Depression.
Oh
And
yeah.
I remember her telling me all kinds of stories, because I'm my mom is from Thailand and I'm half
Mhm.
Asian. And I came home, or I told my grandma, the kids say that the Asians eat cats and dogs. And I was upset. My grandmother, she's blonde hair, blue eyed, from her family's from Georgia. They moved to Kansas, and she said during the Depression there was a shortage of cats and dogs. So don't let anybody tell you that, because other people ate cats and dogs too.
Oh, that's
That made me.
sweet.
I know it's kind of a messed up
Oh, oh, you cut out there. You said it's kind of messed up, but we have a
question that people
perfect
just
freeze
don't
frame. Sorry, but
talk
you
about.
said it is messed up because, uh,
Hmm.
um, what were you saying? It's messed up because.
Oh, because people stereotype the Asians as eating cats and dogs, which I'm sure there's some cultures that do, but not all of them do. That's like saying all Americans eat um, rattlesnake. I mean, I've tried alligator, but there's a lot of people that haven't. And
Right.
we don't eat possum, but there's some people that do. So, but
Well,
it's a
I'll
bad
tell you,
stereotype. So.
there's a place actually down in the Tampa Bay area that is it's called it was this little place that was like at the end of doggone it. I think I've lost you again. Let's try this. Here we go. Oh, we're back. Come on, keep coming back. You got this. Oh, I think we're back. Are we back? We might be back. We could be back. It's possible we're back.
Mm. Oh, now I hear you.
Hey, there we go.
Okay. You said there's a place in Tampa Bay.
There's a place in Tampa Bay
Water.
called something down on the bayou or something. It
Oh, I remember that place. Wasn't it in Pinellas Park?
it was, and it was right at the end of like a almost said a field trip, yard sale at the end of a flea market.
Oh
So there's
yeah,
yeah
by
there's a
the
Yeah.
wagon wheel, and
Yeah, it was
then
right by the wagon wheel, and then down at
hmm
the end there was this like little road, and you go to back to on the bayou or something. And friends of mine took me back there one time, and we were eating, and I remember asking the guy, I was like, "What is andouille sausage?" And he goes, "Well, yeah, okay." He said, "Now Cajuns are people who are typically known for eating animals that other people don't eat, and eating the parts of animals that most people throw away." And he's like, "Andouille is what the Cajuns throw away." I was like,
oh, so
"Oh,
it's like in intestines of
yeah." It's
possums and stuff.
I mean, I imagine possums are probably too hard to come by. But I imagine it's all the parts of the cow that aren't very pleasant to talk about.
Ooh,
So
I mean,
yeah.
I had a Russian friend. Well, I have a
Mm.
Russian friend. Her name is Marina,
Mhm.
and one day she's like, "Eat this."
Oh no, I didn't. Did I really? I didn't turn it off. Did I turn it off? Did I turn it on? I turned it off.
About people that used to have like brains and eggs and stuff.
Oh my goodness. So your friend Irina, she said to eat what exactly?
She just it looked like a pate or something. She just shoved it in my mouth. I think it was on a piece of bread or something, but it was a cow's tongue. It's like a Russian
Ooh,
delicacy.
okay. Yeah, I think the most obscure thing I've eaten, um, really as far as the part of an animal, I would say that jowl sandwich. Apparently, it's a New Year's tradition to take the face of a pig, the jowl meat.
Oh, that sounds like something from like a
Yeah, it was.
horror movie.
It was
Or
something, and it like this was a tradition to make jowl meat sandwiches on New Year's, and I'm like, I believe in not wasting an animal's death, but wow, that is a lot of.
yeah.
But
So
I don't know.
what
Anyway,
I'm curious about what you said earlier about how I was famous or well known for something.
oh, so yes, a great story on how well known an artist you are in and around your area. I'll leave that to a mystery because people know where you are if they know where you are. But I saw on
Florida.
my friend's Facebook feed, there was a
Okay.
picture of a lovely local artist that was dressed from head to toe and body paint, I might add, in green, who was being a gecko, I believe, for some kind of festival.
Yeah,
And
that was me. Yeah.
and that was you. And I was like, I know that person. And it's
That's
so funny.
funny.
Yeah, it is.
Uh,
It was very strange to see you in all of your glory, especially in front of the camera.
yeah, that was a few years ago. I went out with this photography group, but as a photographer, but I also dressed up as a gecko and they took pictures of me, but I didn't really think too many people noticed, so that was funny.
Well, see, that's what I love about social media is when our circles of influence intersect. Like I
hmm
I met you, I think, through a couple other artists, through Rocky Horror Picture Show, that kind of group that hung down at the Beach Theater. And
Oh yeah, I think it was Don.
yeah, I think it was Don. Yeah, I met Don, and then I met Don through Ashley, and then I met you through Don, and then met Dan through you, and then all the other people I had known in your area I had met through Toastmasters. And so it was a Toastmaster post of them visiting this festival, and it just so happened.
Oh
So it was
really?
kind of like,
Well, that's awesome.
yeah, it's kind of nice. It's kind of similar to when regular folks back when there was a BARF, the Bay Area Renaissance Festival,
Oh,
which hopefully will come back.
oh yeah, there still is, but
Oh,
it's just they shut it down a little bit early this year, which is understandable.
just a temporary hiatus. But a lot of
hmm
a lot of the people I met through Rocky, not hockey, but Rocky, work the barf, so that's good too. Oh, you work the
Oh
barf
yeah.
at some point, don't you?
Yeah, there a lot of performers in the area and costumers and historians. A lot of them are teachers or just people that really like history. And they
Yeah,
just go out there and they enjoy talking about it, dressing up. There used to be all kinds of these weird stereotypes that I was worried about when I was a kid. And then when you get to actually know the people, they're pretty cool. And
yeah.
they're not all like dancing around fires doing crazy shit. I mean, I'm sorry, I just said that swear. But you know what I
Ships
mean.
in the shipyard. No,
So
but you're right. There is a huge stigma attached to that kind of lifestyle and those performers. And
that doesn't, yeah, they're not all like that. So,
no, they're not all like that.
but
It's kind of like every other community. They have the people who are winning and the people who are not winning.
or the people that are into alternative lifestyles or whatever, but and then not everybody is. But I mean, I don't judge them for that. That's their business. So
Right. Well,
I'm sorry. I'm working on
no, you're
your
fine. You're doing great.
painting.
You
It's
you
a
you doing. Oh, wait. I got you. I got you covered. Don't you worry. I had a supposition something was going to happen. I figured, well, two can play this game.
Oh,
Yeah.
really? Are you
Oh
gonna
yeah.
draw me?
Uh-huh. You're going to like this too. Now, you're going to notice, folks, watching this at home, you're going to notice there's absolutely no difference between the portraits we draw. Now, that is something because Gigi has dedicated her life to making a lot of amazing art.
Well, this may not be so amazing. It's an ombre watercolor portrait.
Oh, I think, well, I'm making a Sharpie permanent portrait, so I think you're doing pretty good. I
So
love the Sharpies.
I'm gonna just splash a little paint on here and every now and then just to give it a little effect.
Oh yeah, no, that's good. That's all right. We got to get those. I don't know why I'm drawing your ears. I can't see your ears.
You need to see them.
No. I just I realized I made the mistake that my art teacher told me I would make. She's like, don't draw from your memory, draw from your sight. And that's a very key thing
I
because
know I do that constantly when I'm doing caricature.
oh, lost you again. Where'd you go? My internet keeps popping in and out. I'm sorry, Gigi. Wait, nope.
Really hard on my. So
So
what
I'm
color?
sorry. We cut out a little bit there, and you said that you were doing that. You noticed yourself doing that, especially with caricatures.
Oh yeah, when I'm drawing people, I wanted to have a resemblance and look like them. So I tell
Oh yeah.
myself constantly, look at the person, look at the person. Are you looking at them? So you want glasses on in the picture?
I don't think it's going to make much of a difference. I'll be honest with you.
I got two images of you up. The one of you in the microphone, and then it looks like your profile picture where you're just like,
Well, see, I'll tell you a trick I'm doing to Zoom. I actually am running Zoom on both my home PC and my phone. And I'm using my phone because I don't have a camera
oh,
on my PC. So I'm using my phone as a camera, and my phone is actually a participant to my PC, which is hopefully
up
still
here.
running it. Good Lord. But apparently I'm double taxing it, and apparently everybody else is on the internet in my area. Mm. So
You're in
hopefully
Tampa
this
Bay
keeps going.
still?
No, ma'am. I am up north. I am up north in the frigid New England area. I'm up in Maryland.
Aren't you guys having like another cold spell? Some
Yes, we
freak
are. It's
weather?
gonna it's gonna get back down to 50. It's gonna be down to 50 in a few days. And I'm like,
Oh
oh,
wow.
that's gonna be great.
Send us some of that
Yes.
cold front.
Yeah. Send us some of that warm air, that sweaty, hot, humid soup you all breathe through every day.
Well, it's pretty breezy out today, and
Oh
I
yeah.
think the high is only 79, so we're having pretty good weather right now.
That's not too bad. Oh, this is
Yeah,
fantastic. I don't
it's
know
been
about you,
nice.
but I think I'm done my drawing. But I'll wait until you're done yours. Now you might
Oh,
say,
it's
Sean, you didn't take a whole lot of time. What could that possibly look like? And I say, that's none of your business. But
well, it's
what's that?
okay. I don't even know where I'm going with this because
Who
I'll,
knows?
I'll be honest, I'm not real expert at watercolor ombre portraits. So
Are you using this interview as an excuse to try a new art form? Hmm.
yeah, don't you like being an experiment?
Done. I like being an experiment. I like being an experiment indeed. Hey, speaking of experimental, we've had quite a storied history together. Uh,
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Once we met and I found out you were an artist, well, obviously I had to drag you into every creative pursuit I've ever tried. Let's see.
It's pretty cool. I enjoy it.
Well, you're just so eager. You're just so eager and willing. And I tell you, I can create a lot if I just have someone who's eager and willing. Really, if I
These
have
crazy,
someone who's eager and willing, we can get stuff done.
when you have these crazy, you're like, hey, will you draw live on stage for that vaudeville act? I don't even, hardly remember that. Glad there's not too many pictures, but that was an experience.
Yes, it was an experience. It was an experience indeed. That was
And also the um, painting your portrait on live.
Oh yeah.
That was pretty cool.
Yeah, that was fun. That
Done that
was
before, but I was willing to give it a try.
hey, you did
April was.
very well. And you dressed as a pirate. Let's not forget the very cool parts of that
Oh yeah,
story.
on Comedy Slam Radio. You're
Yes,
so funny.
you are amazing. You dressed up as a pirate, came in, and you were just like, "I'll do your caricature." You weren't groggy at all, but by the end of the show, you were feeling good, so that was good. And of course, you do amazing work, so
Thank you.
that's just fun. So since you're so talented, um, obviously you have to use these excuses to try new mediums. How did you pick ombre watercolor? Did you? I mean, is that
Ombre
just a
watercolor. Well,
ombre?
you said your hair's in a ponytail. I am. I have an
Yes,
agent.
ma'am.
I actually have agents reach out to me out of nowhere, and people say, "Oh, I made it a little bit longer."
Hey, that's okay. That's
People
where I'll
have
be one
said
day.
to me, or I see people like, "Oh, you don't just get calls from nobody out of nowhere." I do. I don't know why I do, but I do. So I had this. That's how I got on the Dead Files. I just got a call out of nowhere, like, "Hey, I'm the producer on the Dead Files, and we need a." Did you know I was on the Dead Files? That's like a show
No,
on the
that's
Travel
awesome.
Channel,
Oh, that's
and they're
cool.
like, "We need a live sketch artist for an episode we're shooting in Pinellas Park." I'm like, "Okay."
Oh, that's awesome.
Um, and then like I have this agent, and it's not really an agent. I don't done one gig for him, but they always ask me, "Hey, can you do this? Can you do this?" And they said, "We need live ombre portraits, watercolor portraits for an event. Can you do it?"
Sure.
And I'm like, "Yeah, I can do it." I always say I can, even if I can't. And then I practice and practice, and then I send them samples. But then sometimes the client goes with me, sometimes they don't. And so this was an event last year, but I ended up not getting it. Maybe I priced it too high. I don't know, because
Oh, that's tough.
portraits usually price higher than caricatures.
Right.
Mhm.
Well, it's also a time factor. I mean, um, how many caricatures can you do in, say, an hour? Or I don't know.
At my top speed, 20 an
Oh my
hour,
lord.
which is about 3 minutes each. That's when I'm doing like a kids event or they want high numbers. But I mean, there's artists that are faster than me. But to me, if I go too fast, then they get real chicken scratch looking. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
My most comfortable speed is about 12 an hour, which is about 5 minutes a piece. So all the ones that you see me posting are usually about 5 minutes each, because not only includes the drawing, that includes me like taking a picture of them holding it, me putting it in a bag with a business card, and then putting it on a table for them or wherever they're going to pick it up. So,
Wow.
but yeah, so I mean, I'm not the slowest, I'm not the fastest, but I'm pretty decent, I think. So
Oh, I've seen a lot of your work, and of course we're gonna put some links of yours in the description for this video, and we can show more people what you're able to do, and if you have like a art site or what have you, and people can get in touch with you.
I'm
Um,
also, I don't know,
yes,
I don't know if you know, I just designed a logo for a new restaurant opening on St. Pete Beach, restaurant bar called,
really,
yeah, it's called, what's it called? Tiki. Twisted Tiki.
Twisted Tiki
Yeah,
sounds
that
right
was
up your
fun.
alley.
Oh, it was. And that was a fun one. So I can do stuff like that, and
Oh, cool, very good,
logos, designs, just a lot of things, murals. So
very good. Have
trying
you
to
ever
find,
have you ever done like micro gig accounts like online, or is it
mm,
you're more of the in-person kind of artist?
you mean like virtual gigs, like where like I'm
Yeah,
drawing you now?
yeah, something like that.
There's a whole lot of opportunity for that right now, and I haven't actually done it, but I've told agents I am available for it. So
Right.
I got to hold
Okay.
this up a little bit just so it can drip.
You do your thing. I am comfortable with the process. All
Are
right.
your
So
eyes blue?
they're actually green. They're like a
Oh, they're blue now.
hey, you know what? Live life. I tell you, I think we should ask the artist. Frankly, I don't think it's what I see. I think it's important to see what you see.
Okay, I'm making
Um,
that green.
now, we are coming down to the last 10 minutes in the show. So, well, last 5 minutes or so. But I wanted to put a bug in your ear because I like to ask everyone I run into the same question. Even though you are an artist and you have made multiple works in the two-dimensional space, have you
Mhm.
thought about a one-dimensional writing a book? Have you ever thought about writing your book, your memoirs, your experiences?
I thought about it, but I think there's a lot of stuff I just don't want people knowing about me.
Right. No, I mean, I
You
fully
know?
understand that, but you know that as an artist, you don't have to write down anything you don't want to write. That's the beauty of the memoir.
No,
It's
that's
not
true.
doesn't have to be some kind of exhaustive expose. It can be 10 stories I want to tell you that I loved in my childhood, or, 10 things that have happened to me in my I'm just saying 10 things because fingers
And
in the
things, it makes it more interesting if you pick a weird number.
yes,
If
it
you like
does.
say the eight greatest whatever, or 11 reasons not to do this, or 17 things you didn't know about your toothpaste. So if you notice, they've been doing that a lot more lately. Because if you say 10 or 20, people are like,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, that
But then they're
feels
like, why is
mhm,
it
yeah. Mm.
14 things?
It's like that scene from 13 going on 30 where they're like, "Oh, you've got 16 beauty tips. Well, we just happen to have 18 beauty tips."
Oh my
Like
God, I love that movie.
that was
That's
such a
like one of
fun
my
movie.
favorite movies ever.
It's a fun movie. It's fun to see Jennifer Garner because I loved her in Alias, and I thought she was very serious. She plays a super spy in Alias. That was one of her early
Oh yeah,
projects.
I love her to death. She just seems so cool, like somebody I'd want to hang out with.
Yeah, yeah, she
There's some,
does.
I mean, there's people like that. Like I think Cameron Diaz is someone like that, like somebody I'd want to hang out with.
Hmm.
And of course, Dolly Parton.
Well, obviously Dolly Parton.
And you know what
They're
they have in common?
what? They're all
They don't
blondes.
they don't have kids. I mean,
Hmm.
I love kids, but there's so much stigma on society that if you don't have kids and you're not like a real woman or something, I get grilled by my family like, why didn't you have kids? Why didn't you have kids? But there's other things in life that I want to do. I love kids. I can appreciate people that have them,
Hmm.
but don't criticize the people that don't have them. Maybe there's reasons they don't have them. Oprah
Yeah.
Winfrey, she tried to have a kid and lost it, and then after that she didn't try again. So,
Right.
but look at how much of an impact she's had on other women. So,
Yeah. No, I think it's important that people don't feel like they have to reproduce. Empires and nations are built on new children, so obviously they have an agenda.
hmm
I thought Doug Stanhope was brilliant when he's like, the best thing you can do for the environment is to not have a kid, because
it's
every
true.
person on
It's
the
totally
planet
true.
just sucks out more resources. And people are like, oh, they're trying to population control. And it's like, well, it's not population control so much. It's about re-examining our society and saying, hey,
True.
Gigi, we're
hmm
grateful that you decided not to have kids,
Have you
and
seen
you're
that
going to help.
movie, Idiocracy?
Yes, I have seen
Oh,
Idiocracy.
Dan made me watch it. I'm good, Dan. Thank you. Dan just walked in, seen. You want to come
Hey,
and say
Dan.
hi? You got to hide those because
Yeah, you gotta hide
hide your beverages.
hide your beverages. Hello, Dan. Nice to see you.
Dan's also an artist.
Yes, he is.
Um,
Boy, wouldn't it be
so
nice if we could get him in an interview?
Oh,
No
yeah,
pressure,
he's
but
working on a couple of commissions right now. So I mean, that's a good thing with artists
yeah,
is
right on.
you got that, but also if people aren't making money, sometimes they're just not spending it. So,
Yeah, that's true too. Yeah.
but I'm I think I'm enjoying this watercolor ombre portrait. It's a little different than what you're used to seeing. Dan, do you want to take a
Yeah.
look? I'm just
Yeah, this crazy artist married another crazy artist, and all that implies.
yeah, uh, it's
It
it's great being with somebody creative
is.
and to get
It
another
is.
opinion from him.
Hmm. Now, I don't want to say yours was a match made in heaven, but it sure was
Thank you.
officiated by a really cool guy.
Oh yeah, you are a minister. That was awesome.
You're so
And
funny. You're my very first wedding that I officiated.
oh yeah, and I appreciate that you did that. And I know like at first you were like, oh, I haven't done one, and you were like, you wrote these really awesome vows and you recorded it, and the thing is that I felt bad because I was like, I should upload those with some pictures to it, that you
Yeah.
didn't feel like I appreciated them, but I really did. So,
No, I fully felt you appreciated him. I enjoyed the beach wedding. It was beautiful. All right, now, are we ready for our big reveals? I should
uh,
probably do mine first. Let me do mine first because
okay.
that's what people are waiting for. Hey, hey. Wow, look at that.
Oh,
Look at that.
sexy.
The
Love it. Oh, and I got
likeness,
my
the
headphones on.
likeness is
Yeah.
uncanny.
Oh my God, that
Uncanny.
looks just like me.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Well
You should do
done.
that professionally.
I should do that professionally. I do. I do it
You
professionally. I
ready?
do. Oh, I'm ready. I'm ready. Hit me with it. Oh, I like it.
Ombre watercolor.
That is amazing. It's like a, I don't know. I look really cool. I look halfway between a vampire and a Iggy Stardust. That is awesome.
Well, I'll scan a picture and send it to you because
Thank
it's
you.
you can't really see in this lighting.
Oh, it's beautiful. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Mhm.
So do you have any well, other than Job Search 2020, do you have any projects coming up that we need to know about? Some things that we can look for, or just check out your links and we can find you that way?
I might be doing some mural work at the Twisted Tiki.
Oh, very cool.
Uh, Other than that, just drawing and painting and trying to stay creative. So
Good. Well, thank you so much for taking time out of your day to share your peaceful tiki village with us and your amazing art talent. And thank you for joining us here at Toasty Tentacle. And if you've loved what you've seen here, please subscribe and like below. And of course, check out Gigi and all of her works in the links below. Gigi, if you, in the parting moments, if you had 1 minute, 1 second to tell us the theory of life, your secret to living, what is that one thing you're going to tell us?
live life while you have it, because that's the meaning of life. I mean, if you didn't have a life, then why are you going to live it? I mean, this might be your only chance. Spend time with people while they're alive. When they're gone, it's too late. You can't make up for lost time when people are gone. So you got to enjoy your life. I mean, don't go out doing crazy stuff, but just be nice to each other and take care of each other. And take care of yourself. So.
I like it. Take care of each other and take care of yourself. You all tune in next time on Toasty Tentacle.